I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Man, I love being a turtle. Wait. What am I doing? Welcome back, YouTubers. I'm Protomario, and yeah, today we've got a review of interesting controllers that were released in the later life cycle of the Nintendo Gamecube. This is known as the Wave Bird. This interesting fat controller is a wireless addition to the Nintendo Gamecube. A welcome addition, but the most important part about this is that it's first party, whereas many of the controllers that were released in the day that were wireless were third party and they did not work very well. So let's get on to it. Besides having just the basic same design as the Nintendo Gamecube controller, this also consists of having massive battery pack in the back here. So this is something that would look like what an Xbox controller would have looked like today, back in the day if the Nintendo Gamecube was released a couple years later with the technology that we have now. But then again, I wouldn't consider it to be the Nintendo Gamecube because it probably would have different technology in it. So those what ifs are out the window. As I stated before, there are many similarities with the Nintendo Gamecube controller with the Wave Bird because it is basically the same controller. On the front side you have everything that the original controller has, but you also have an off and an on switch. When this turns on, it is pushed up and the power button comes on. A little light tells you that it's on. When it's off, it's pushed off. It is very important to remember to switch these off because these are in constant contact with the Nintendo Gamecube and constantly searching for its sync. This is what it syncs up with. It's a very simple device. It's very fat and big, and it sticks out the front of your Gamecube and over the side of your Wii. And yes, these do work with your Wii. So if you're tired of having the Nintendo Gamecube wired controllers, get one of these. Though they are pretty expensive to find on eBay and online. The front side of this is basically the same thing. When it's in use, right here, it's receiving. That light flickers on and off and tells it that it's receiving and tells you. It has the Nintendo Gamecube label branded on it so you don't forget what system this is used for. Also on the bottom you'll see a little wheel. It's very similar to like a volume or speaker of some kind. This is actually the registration point at which your controller will correspond with this, because this is an earlier version of Bluetooth and wireless communication. This has to use a certain signal and channel, otherwise it will receive interference from things. Also, don't run your microwave while you're running these. For whatever reason, there's a gripper on the top just in case you can't actually get a grip from this and you can't plug it in and pull it out. So there's that. Again, on the front side, it just juts out. It sits pretty comfortably because of the sloped angle, which is a nice thing that the Nintendo Corporation thought of when they actually designed this. In such a simple peripheral, you can see so many design features in it to actually fit the Gamecube, which is a really nice thing that third-party controllers did not take into account a lot of the time. Enough about this little toy. Let's look at the main feature again. So the only main difference, as I stated before, is that this battery powered device is battery powered and the Nintendo Gamecube is not. This lasted anywhere from 8 to 16 hours depending from the arduous activity that it was put through. On the bottom of it you can also see a wheel where you can turn it up and down, and this also corresponds with this wheel, so make sure you line them up. For example, if you happen to have two Wave Birds, then you would be able to take control of your teammate's controller by simply switching it to channel 1 if he was channel 1, or switching it to channel 2 if he was channel 2. So don't do that unless you're a cheating piece of shit. Overall, this controller design is very, very comfortable, and the addition of the fat underbelly here really doesn't get in the way, because when you hold the controller like this, really you don't even feel it, honestly. Even when using the D-pad and the C-stick, you don't feel it, and That's what makes it so important. It's literally like just playing a GameCube controller. I give the Nintendo Weight Bear an A+. It isn't the first of its kind, but it's definitely damn near close one of the most perfect controllers I've ever used in my life. I'm Protomario and I'm signing out. And remember guys, happy gaming!